Here is, for all intents and purposes, a fairly average-looking picture. A group of girls sitting on the back of a sofa, smiling for the camera, with an older boy who is included but also set aside from the group. Judging from the people present, and my brother's glasses, I would guess that it was taken at my 8th birthday party. There's me, second from the right, in the purple shirt. It isn't a particularly noteworthy picture for me. I don't remember the event, and it doesn't stir any particular emotion. My interest in it is historical, what Bart would call the studium. It is personal history, certainly. I remember growing out of that shirt, thinking about how different the girls pictured here are from their recent Facebook photos, how our living room has been rearranged since then. But all that is history, nonetheless. Stretching Haldrup and Larson's The Family Gaze to include friends as well as family, you could apply the idea of the photograph that has an active role in constructing and producing a relationship. This doesn't seem exactly right to me, though. The children in the picture are certainly posing, but the pose doesn't seem to be that of an ideal group of friends. In fact, there is no interaction between them at all. No eye contact, or arms around shoulders, or indication of mutual play that would signal a relationship. Bart comments that there are 3 intentions in a photograph: to do, to undergo, and to look. It seems to me that this picture is explicitly designed for the operator, doing, and the observer, looking, not so much for the subjects who are undergoing, in the picture itself. In some ways it seems to be a historical record. It is a birthday party, but there is no blowing out of candles, no opening of presents or party games. There is no way to know what these children did or how they behaved towards one another. Instead, the picture serves as basic documentation of the event. This birthday party happened, these people attended it. It seems more like the kind of information noted down in a calendar than preserved in fond memory. Below this photograph in the album is another one. This one. This second photograph is a reversal of everything previously said. It was taken explicitly for the subjects, the undergoers. We were always promised a silly picture at the end, mainly to keep us from pulling faces during more serious photographs, and while I'm sure it was amusing for the photographer, there was a definite sense that this one was for the kids. Beyond that, it wasn't for the kids to look back at fondly 11 years later. It was for the kids in that moment, for the experience of posing, rather than for the posed picture itself. The issue of posing is complicated in regards to silly pictures, but interesting. I would go so far as to say that in this photograph, the posing is so explicit and overdone that it in fact goes full circle and becomes more authentic. We are, of course, very consciously showing off for the camera. The effect of that, however, is that the image of us you get from this picture is probably much closer to how we were actually behaving on the day of my party than the image in the other picture. We are not trying to imitate ourselves, as Bart puts it, and so we don't experience his constant failure at that endeavor. We don't have his sense of inauthenticity, because we're not trying to be authentic. Except, when given free rein to pull whatever faces we want, we arguably end up more authentic than when we simply smile for the camera. And of course, there's one more thing to point out in this photograph, the thing I might call my punctum, and the only true foreshadowing of an adult I now know, as in Bart's winter garden photograph. That would be my brother. At 11 years old, he's clearly too cool for his little sister's shenanigans. He's old enough to know that the silliest thing to do in front of a camera isn't making a face, it's hiding.